Hey guys, and that's nice. Yeah, neither of us are looking good for wear, aren't we?
Yeah, it's hot.
It is hot, even though it's supposed to be getting closer to winter for
Yeah.
us.
Winter is coming.
Oh my gosh! Of course, you had to make a Game of
Yeah.
Thrones reference.
Yeah.
Before we get into today's episode of Anime versus Reality, I've got to mention I've had to make a new channel
Yeah.
because I lost access to my old second channel, and I've basically made a new one of the same name. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Basically, all the videos are going to be up on that channel as well.
Yeah.
But in the description is the link to the new channel of the same name.
Okay.
And the other channel I can't even delete. So if you see two TR Scientist channels up there, pick the one that will have more videos in the long run.
Okay.
Today we're talking about Initial D movie.
Well,
Or season 3.
Which I don't get why it's a movie.
Me neither.
Like, wouldn't you want to make a movie and then go like season 3?
Yeah. It's like the early 2000s. It can do its own rules at this point.
Yeah. Alright, so
Oh my god. Hold on. Just move that out of the way so you can read it all now. So the movie does start with Takumi going down the 8. Action is downhill with the 8-6.
was there a lot of times where there's flashbacks? So
No, this isn't a flashback. This is
yeah, I know,
currently
but
happening.
like when we progress in the movie, we see flashbacks to the first 2 seasons.
Yes, we do. I made sure I mentioned
So
those.
yeah, that's in case any of you are confused as to what's happening.
Especially with one point of the story.
Yeah.
The flashback flashes back to a flashback from the first season, but it's actually different from the first flashback.
Yeah. It's like a retcon.
Yeah. I hate retcons.
No, I don't mind retcons as long as it's like makes sense, you know? If it's like if it completely breaks the law, then no.
Like Final Fantasy VII?
Oh yeah, like that.
Mhm.
Like with the new one, how it's...
Yeah.
Well, basically, no, that game's actually like, okay, there's been some sort of time loop. And that's why the events of the game changed. So...
Still,
Yeah.
most people didn't like the fact that... Because on the labeling it said remake.
It is a remake.
But it's not an actual remake. So like
Because
Higurashi.
You think they're telling the original story, which they do start off doing, but then it completely changes.
Yeah, but that's similar to like Higurashi. Apparently, with the new Higurashi story that's been happening, it's not a remake of the original. It's supposed to be a new story.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, great.
Yeah, it's a bit
Not excited for when we get to that.
And then we see Natsuki rushes off to, meet her gentleman lover
No,
at her workplace.
she's
sicko.
just hurrying off to work.
Yeah.
She got a job at the fast food place that we mentioned last season,
Yeah. And when she's running down the hall, she sees Takumi.
and
With,
like hides.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's with
Itsuki.
yeah, Itsuki. And
So many I names already.
Yeah. and she's like just hiding from him because like,
of their relationship.
yeah, and like because he's been ignoring her, hasn't he?
Yes.
And she doesn't know what's happening, but we know what's happening. With her and her gentleman callers of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so yeah, Takumi has improved since installing the new tachometer, because in Season 2 his engine blew, so we had to get a new engine.
Yep. We're just rehashing things, aren't we?
Yeah, and the tachometer came with that, right? The tachometer was part of the new engine,
No.
wasn't it?
No, remember, Wataru?
Yeah.
He told Takumi about needing the new tachometer.
Yeah, but that new engine came and then he got the tachometer.
Yeah, but it
But
didn't
not
come
together.
with the engine.
Okay. So it's getting confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, Takumi says to Itsuki to not pass out next time they go down Akuna's hill,
Which is a joke from the first season
yeah,
of like Ikatani
He can't-
passing out in the car.
he can't handle the drift, man.
You can't.
You can't
Iketani can't.
Yeah, you
but
can't handle
we
it.
don't know if Itsuki can't. Because
Yeah.
Itsuki's been practicing the same sort of stuff because he's got a similar car.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So Natsuki is still in love with Takumi, but Takumi, like, I wouldn't say he's not in love with her. Like, he does care for her, but he's not.
He does
in
say
love.
towards the end that he does like her.
Yeah, but he never says the L word.
No, I'm pretty sure he does. He says like, but not love, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's very evident towards the end. Hello. Oh, they're gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Takumi understands more about engines. Then we get another flashback to Takumi's races throughout season 1.
Yeah. So they show all the races that he basically won across season 1.
Yeah. And then
And they didn't really care about season 2 because he did blow his engine.
yeah. See, no one wants to see a loser. No, that didn't happen. That was just in his mind. That's not canon. The engine didn't blow. He won the race.
No.
Yeah.
It blew.
Not if you read fanfics of it.
Oh,
The
my
engine
gosh.
didn't blow. He won the race.
Yeah, it's just like it turns out the rest of the story is just a comatose Takumi.
Yeah. Like, have you ever played Drive for San Francisco?
No.
And then you're this cop and like you're driving this car and you end up in a crash, and you get this power where you can hop into other people's bodies, and you're continuing to investigate. But it turns out you're actually in a coma, and events that are happening outside in the real world are happening in your head. But it's like it's a what if scenario. Like, what if you didn't end up in a coma, and you get to see how the events played out, and it gets real trippy. I did enjoy it. It was a unique way. Like, a lot of people didn't enjoy the story, but I thought it was a unique storytelling narrative.
So Ryosuke shows up to the gas station to talk to Takumi about the whole team that he's putting together.
And he wants him on the team.
Yeah.
Because he says he's the fastest racer, I think, or one of the fastest racers.
Yeah, he's one of the fastest racers. He's like Takumi's one of the 2 people that he said that could beat him all the way back in season 1, and Takumi did beat him.
Yeah. And Ryosuke says Takumi is a similar driver to Keisuke.
It's sort of like, I think it's supposed to be like how they drive, though.
Yeah. And so Takumi's like, he doesn't agree, but he's like, I'll think about it.
Yeah, no,
He does end up doing it, but at that
he
moment...
does agree, I think, but he's
still adamant.
he's gonna get himself to that point of doing the
it's
team.
like he doesn't want a handout, he wants to earn his spot, basically, which he already has, so I don't...
He beat Ryosuke easily.
Yeah, he's a fucking show-off, Takumi.
No.
Show gloating.
No, but it's just like he has a few things that he has to square up, mostly.
Yeah.
It's not even really about the team itself, it's just he has things to square up, and he doesn't even know, because he's only been racing for 6 months at this point. He's the least experienced person on the team if he joins.
And we see here Takumi is nowhere close to deciding if he wants to join the team.
Yeah.
When you said, oh, no, he's already decided.
No.
Said he's adamant about joining. He wants to join.
He does want to join, but it's more...
He's not ready to join.
He sees himself as not ready because of other issues.
Yeah.
Once all those issues are squared away off to the side, he'll be good to race.
Yeah. And then Takumi, where is it? Takumi has a few things left to do, which is...
Yeah,
And then before we get to the next one, at that gas station, when he's talking to Itsuki and the other guy...
Iketani?
Or
Yeah. Kenji.
Kenji. Oh, one of them at the gas station.
I think
and
all 3 of them are there at times.
Yeah, and he speaks about Ryosuke. He's like, something about seeing him makes my blood boil or something else. Like, what? It made me feel like, oh, okay. He's
something about, like, Takumi goes red face or something.
Yeah, it's like, it makes me all hot and bothered. And it's like, what? Something along those lines.
It's not, like, people would construe that as a gay joke, but it's not that he's just nervous. That's
but it's just weird. They're like, huh? What?
He says it to Itsuki. Because Itsuki asks why he's red face.
Yeah. Well, no, maybe he was attracted to Ryosuke's car.
Well,
maybe that's what got him all hot and bothered.
Car bonus.
Yeah. Maybe it's a car girl.
Oh no.
Have you seen those animes? I saw this,
No.
I gotta show you this video after this. This girl, she walks to the gas station. She pulls out the gas, like the pump, and she starts drinking it. And she's like, "Woo!" Then you see it transform into a car.
Oh.
And there's one that transforms into like a little submarine. And the way they do it, you make it think like it's an actual big submarine. It's hilarious. I'll just show you those later. Alright, so Kenji feels that the Red Suns are taking Takumi away from the Akina Speed Stars, even though he's not part of the Speed Stars.
Yeah, he was never officially part of the team. He was just there to basically save their asses multiple times.
Yeah. And then Yuchi believes Takumi should go on the expedition in the race with...
Yeah. With the team, yeah. And then we got Takumi just reliving the events of the engine blowing out in season 2.
Yeah, and then...
The show, like this movie...
has a lot of flashbacks.
A lot of flashbacks, a lot of references to the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And it ends up feeling more like fan service.
Yeah, it's good.
Like cast fan service.
Yeah, it's good for me because when I talk about these animes, sometimes it's
Yeah,
hard
you
to
forget
remember
a lot of
at
the
times.
stuff.
It has to really make an impression on me.
Mm.
Or just
Oh, we haven't got to the ones that will make an impression on you.
okay, yeah. SAO, yes, I love it.
No.
Have you seen SAO Abridged?
I've watched some of it. I've watched all the ones that take place in the first part.
Yeah.
Ironcrad.
I like when he goes, when Kirito or Kazuto goes to his cousin, he's like, "Hey, fuck you, it's not working," because he's trying to. It's like
I love the. There's one joke that started. That was at the start where he's like showing the dead people and like all the explosions. And all that.
yeah, the watermelon head.
Yeah, it was like I better tab this for later.
Oh no!
And then at the very end, it's just like he pulls it up and it's like, I'm glad I tabbed that for later.
Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty good. They're pretty good jokes. Like
Yeah.
What?
It's sometimes not doing a joke at the very start and saving it for the very end is a worthwhile joke.
Yeah, I like the one with what if I think her name's Yui, you know, the little AI.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna take care of this kid because this is like after they get married, and
they're like trying to. It's like them trying to divorce.
Yeah,
get
exactly,
divorced
second
by,
divorce.
by using this kid.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting off track.
Yeah. Alright, so Takumi calls Ryusuke about Kiyoshi.
Because he plans on racing Kiyoshi.
Yeah. And Ryusuke tells Takumi that Kiyoshi's home course is Ira Slope in Nikko.
Yeah. Usually it's
The
actually
name-
spelled with Nico with a U on the end. But it can be spelled like that as well.
I've only seen Nico with 1K.
No,
Nico Bellic in GTA 4.
or Nico from One Shot.
Ah.
Although that's spelled with a C, I'm pretty sure.
No, I think it's K.
Really?
Or is it?
I forget.
I'll
but-
tell you what Nico is spelled with a C. Boku no Pico. Because you see, it says if you take away the P and put an N, you get Nico.
You don't want to joke about stuff like that. You might end up watching it for the podcast.
Oh no, I don't know what's going on. I've already seen it.
What?
I saw Boku no Pico when I was in high school, man.
Whoa!
Yeah, this is like, I was flipping through anime and it's like, wait a minute. And there was this scene, I won't go into the detail, but once I saw this ice cream scene, I was like, wait a minute. Something's going on here. This is not kosher. This is a trap. And it turns out it was a trap because she was a he.
You know what we're going to be doing after all these things? We're going to be watching that again, buddy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say reenact that scene at the water fountain.
No.
I was like, no.
No.
You won't
I
do
have
that?
not even seen Boku no Pico, so guess
Oh,
what we're going to be doing?
Need to bleach my eyes.
Because I want to do a part of this podcast series where we just cover bad anime.
Okay, no, I'm pretty sure it's a hentai, man.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know. So Itsuki calls Bunta looking for Takumi.
But Takumi's already off to Araha Slope.
Yeah, so he can't get in touch with him. So Takumi drives down the Ira slope, and while he's driving, Ryusuke thinks Takumi went to Ira slope to test something, not about winning or
Yeah, a
losing.
lot of this movie is not about winning or losing races. It's more about
Reminds me of those,
a certain thing.
have you seen those? Reminds me of those old '80s shows. This anime where it's like, you know, you got this like bully, and then the other person races the bully, and it's like even if they lose, it's like, you know what, you did a good job. You earned my respect. Now we're best buddies, and you can have my girlfriend. So you've won the girl. Have you seen those ones?
Yeah. No, I haven't. This is the oldest anime I have watched. Initial D. And
Oldest
it's the
anime?
first ever anime I watched.
When was this? Late '90s.
It started in 1998.
Mate, Dragon Ball.
Literally the year before I was born.
Dragon Ball, man. In the '80s.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, so you've seen Dragon Ball?
No.
Well, that's the oldest one. And Dragon Ball Z was in late '80s,
Hey.
early '90s.
You don't forget about Astro Boy.
Oh, I love Astro Boy.
Astro Boy is technically an anime.
And there's there's an Astro Girl.
Really?
Yeah, his sister. That gets built for him.
Okay. Again, we're getting distracted. We need to get through this.
Yeah. So where was I?
So-
Risuke heard that a repair shop in Shibukawa.
Shibukawa. Shibukawa.
Shibukawa. Shibukawa.
Shibukawa, motherfucker.
Yeah, received Akane's current engine.
So, yeah, that's talking about the engine that's in the 86 now, and the fact that it showed up at Mazda Motors at that shop, and the whole replacing the engine thing.
Yeah, Akane's current engine is a Group A touring car race engine.
Yep, so that is a top tier racing group that used to exist in the universe of Initial D, which technically would be in the real world because of the connection to Keshi, the Drift King,
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
because he's a real person.
Yeah, I know you told me that, but I didn't know. Like, I know you helped
Technically,
influence the anime.
if that he's an actual character in the anime, and you know
He
when
was in
people
season
put
2,
actual
wasn't he?
season 1.
Season 1.
But you know, when you put a real person in, it basically becomes part of the real world. Basically, at that point.
Yeah, that reminds me of this prank I saw. This driving expert tries to get her license, and they're like, "No, you failed." He's like, and she's like, "No, I'll do it one more time." Then she starts driving fast and drifting, and the instructors are freaking out. One of them's like, "You will never get your license." Alright, so Ryusuke is focusing on turning over horsepower.
So yeah, that's one of the goals of the project that he's putting together.
Yeah,
It's not about being the fastest in terms of pure power.
yeah.
It's the fastest in terms of actually acceleration.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, like with Takumi and
And turning.
Ryusuke, I thought it was gonna end up like with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kaiba. But they had the rivalry, and Kaiba's like, no, I must find a way to beat Yugi's God cards.
No.
I thought it was gonna be like Ryusuke being like, I must find a way to beat Takumi's AE86.
That's sort of what it is actually.
But not like as extreme as.
Not as
Yugi.
extreme. He's making Takumi better, but he's also learning from Takumi to be able to beat him.
Yeah.
That's sort of like what it is. It's not. It's like a friend. They're still friends throughout the whole thing.
So we got Kiyoshi versus Takumi.
The rematch on Aroha Slope
And Takumi leads first.
because his engine has less horsepower.
And Kiyoshi recognizes Akane's new engine type.
Yeah, just from like this, like a lot of the people in the show can recognize an engine type just from hearing the
Yeah.
exhaust.
And Kiyoshi is overconfident in he thinks he can beat Takumi because doesn't he say like the engine isn't suited for the car or something like that?
I don't think so. But no, it's like
Well, the engine doesn't
No,
have enough
no,
horsepower.
it's more the fact that he took the outside on the, and then the last one is actually the outside becomes the inside.
Why do they call it horsepower? You think you want to call it ostrich power? Ostriches can run faster than horses. Have you seen an ostrich run?
No.
It's so fast. I was watching this one. These people are riding their bikes. Ostrich just runs up beside them. Because or is it emu? It's one of them. They're fast runners. Okay, so Takumi holds onto first place barely because he has to focus on drifting.
Well, no, he's on the outside and he doesn't let go of the gas.
Yeah,
and is able to turn the corner.
Yeah, because that's what that guy's flaw. Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi's like, you can't beat. I've taken the inside. You can't beat me.
Yeah, and that's how Takumi wins. He uses the inside.
No, Takumi
he goes outside.
Takumi's on the outside, and he's able to turn like it's a corner that you can't turn, but Takumi's able to turn that.
Yeah, because then Takumi just like skids past him like that. Because
he just barely scrapes out the win.
Yeah. And then once Takumi has seen a road, he can just go all out down it.
And I put "seen" in quotation marks because the actual movie puts it in quotation marks as well. Because technically, once he has seen a road, he knows exactly the best line.
Yeah, he can just go. He can go downtown all out on that road, man.
Yeah.
Innuendo. Then Takumi can see.
Really?
Yes, really. It's the way you worded it. Where was I?
Yeah, but Takumi considers the race a draw, though.
Yeah, which I don't get. It's like, no, you take.
Well, he literally did win by a nose, and it wasn't even a nose. It was like, that side by side. He was just like that, like a fingernail on the hand.
Yeah,
sort of distance ahead.
And Takumi still has to do the tofu deliveries.
I don't get why, because he's like really good at racing.
Yeah,
he can just make a profit off racing. But Takumi's not like that.
Yeah. Then Keisuke meets Takumi on Akina during the delivery run.
Mean that tofu's gonna go off.
Yeah, for tofu. Yeah. Now, why does tofu sound like the name of a French poodle? Tofu. Yeah. Then Keisuke wants...
Yeah, Keisuke wants Takumi to join the team.
And Kenji, Iketani, and Itsuki talk about the IRA race afterwards.
So, yeah, they talk about the race because word of mouth got around really fast.
Yeah, whose mouth got around really fast?
Just word of mouth.
Natsuki's. Anyway,
Are you making an easy joke there?
Yes. Anyway, Kai Kagashiwa drives a Toyota MR2G Limited. Like, my dad knows about cars. I should ask him about these cars.
Yeah, it's... So, like, the A86 is also a Toyota car.
Yeah. Alright, so Takumi sees Natsuki working and has a flashback to when they went to the beach in their first kiss. And he's just like, when they show the flashback, because it makes him look like a bit like a perv where he's just looking up at her. I think it's a flashback that's doing that because it looks like from a...
Well, this is a flashback to a moment we never got to see.
Yeah. Because it never happened.
In the first season.
I mean, like, it did happen, didn't it? But we didn't see it.
Yeah, we never got to see the moment happen.
We know he went on a date with her because, Itsuki...
And the photos as well.
Yeah, and Itsuki's like, what base did you get to?
I think he got to first base, at least.
Yeah.
Second base is, you get in there, you know.
Yeah, so we see the beach, their first kiss, and followed by the notes and revelations of Natsuki's other relationships.
No, just relationship. It's only the one. Because Takumi knew about the whole thing with...
Yeah, he knew about that guy, but how do we know there aren't any more guys?
No, he's the only one. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember she's seen that guy?
There's the other... Her ex-boyfriend. Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, how do we know there aren't any other ex-boyfriends? Natsuki gets around, man.
Yeah, Natsuki's romantic flowers confirmed.
Yeah. So Yuchi asks Kai if he's related to Ken Kagashiwa.
Yeah. So Ken is Bunta's long life rival, like lifelong rival in the racing world.
Yeah.
It's every time it's been Bunta and Ken going at each other in races,
Yeah.
but it's not like they. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna sabotage your car type of competition between them.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm gonna beat you competition, and Bunta has always won. Ken has always lost.
Yeah. So after that, we got Yuchi tells Ikutani, Itsuki, and Kenji about Ken and Bunta's many battles
Yeah, like I
through the
just.
streets.
Yeah. Well, no, it's mountain passes.
Yeah, but it's not like that. They're not fist battles. They're racing battles.
Yeah. Well, battles is what they refer to in the racing world as well,
And then
because it's a battle between cars.
yeah, and Bunta, but it's not Transformers. Bunta in the AE86 and Ken pass each other in a turn at top speed.
I think
That was in the
I think that was meant to be Kai actually.
Kai. Yeah, I think. you
Yeah,
meant to
Kai
be
was the one
Kai.
that was driving. I messed up there.
What was it? Kendall have to do racing on a mountain. And so Ikutani explains mid-engines to Takumi, and then
So I get mid engines is it's basically again weight balance sort of stuff.
then Ken calls Bunta.
Yeah, that's it though.
That's Ken.
We don't even find out why he called. It's just like
It's not Kai. It's Ken.
it's Ken. That time it's Ken, because Ken's like just calling Bunta and being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna win this time."
Yeah.
Through my son against your son.
And then Ken challenges Takumi to a race on Ira Slope.
Oh my gosh, that's supposed to be Kai. I am not doing a good job.
Yeah.
You're
So-
halfway out of the
so-
shop, by the way.
So it's Kai. So wait. So who's racing Takumi? Kai or Ken?
Kai is
Ken Kai.
Kai is racing Takumi back on Araho slope.
Bunta says Takumi would lose if he races Kai Ken.
But except if he follows this piece of advice.
Yeah.
Which we don't find out until we're in the middle of a freaking race.
And then Takumi walks away from Natsuki when she wants to talk.
Yeah, but Natsuki is not going to give up that easily.
Yeah, it's just like, talk to them.
Have you ever played There Is No Game Wrong Dimension?
No.
There's one part with a fairy in
A
it.
furry.
A fairy.
I love furries.
A fairy.
Yeah, I know.
No, but
Fairy or
Yeah.
Faery?
Fairy.
Okay.
But part of the joke is like, it's like, hey, listen, wake up, and like all that stuff, because the character, like the hero of that section is sleeping in bed,
Yeah.
and then the hero just like whacks it.
Whip it good.
No, literally just kills the fairy.
Yeah. No.
That's like Takumi and Natsuki.
Poor fairy.
But you get it right.
Yeah.
Natsuki's the fairy being annoying, and Takumi's just like, fuck off, bitch.
Takumi decides to race tonight because he doesn't have a sense of purpose anymore now that he isn't with Natsuki.
Yep.
Bunta knows that Kai or Ken, who is it?
Kai.
Is it actually?
It is Kai. Again, like, some points I did mess up, other times I didn't.
Bunta knows Kai.
We'll be ahead by the end of the race.
Yeah.
Or like by the third bridge.
And Ken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's Ken tells Kai, not Kai tells Ken.
Well, if Kai's the one racing.
Oh, just gonna make sure it's right. So Ken tells Kai to let Takumi
To go ahead of him as a strategy to win.
and Kenji and Ikutani talk about Kai's past and the racing history of Iroha. I like that name, Iroha. Reminds me of Iroh from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Iroha, the place.
Yeah.
Take away the A, it's Iroh. From Avatar. The uncle?
I have not seen Avatar.
Oh, Uncle Iroh.
Last Airbender you're talking about?
Yeah, one of my favorite
Yeah, I
characters.
haven't seen that.
Well, he's like my second favorite. My favorite's Toph.
Kai has the fast. Kai was the fastest to complete Aroha on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Which means there's some other person out there that rode a motorcycle down Aroha and beat that time.
Because you need to have like cars, racing cars. You can't have motorcycles.
Well, he transferred to a car.
Yeah. Yeah, but these races are specifically you have to have a car. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can have a bike and a car. And you ride, and you can drive both. You're about to skip
yeah, I
that.
know. I just got my phone ready.
Yeah.
So Kai recently beat CG's Clan
CG's,
Evo 4.
Yeah, and he had his sights set on Kyoichi, but Takumi beat him.
Yeah, and so he was like, "Oh no!"
So and Kai just goes ahead and be like, "Hey, Team Emperor, me and Takumi are gonna race tonight."
And even
Or
though
Takumi and I, well, however grammar goes.
and he doesn't let Takumi know. He's just like, "No, we're gonna race," and Benny tells him we're gonna race.
No, he
That's what happened in
No.
season 2, right?
no.
Yeah, doesn't he say that he's going to beat Takumi? Then he tells Takumi he's going to race him on the mountain pass, right?
Is this the rain race?
Yeah.
No, Takumi just decides to race in that one.
Yeah, but Seiji already decided he was going to race Takumi.
Yeah.
And he lets people know he's going to race him, and then, after telling these people, he goes and tells Takumi, right?
Sort of.
I'm pretty sure he, like, tells everyone to spread the word, because he's like, I'm
There-
going to race Takumi, and Takumi's not going to say no. to
No,
racing
I
me.
think that was Shingo.
That was Shingo?
I think it might have been Shingo that
Okay.
did that. And because he went around telling people that he's going to race, and if Takumi backs out, it's an automatic win to him.
Okay. So Guy gives Team Emperor a heads up at tonight's
Yeah,
race.
I just mentioned that.
Yeah, just making sure.
Akane's
Akane's
8-6 versus Kai's MR2 on the
Iroha
Rojo slope and the
And
downhill.
yeah, and Ryusuke and Keisuke show up for the race, and that leaves many to decide who wins this race. But we both know who wins it.
Well, the leaves themselves might decide who wins
Yeah,
this race.
God.
No, the
It
leaves.
was God who decided. God dictated who would win.
Well,
The God being the riders. The gods have decided who will win.
no, it was the leaves that ended up deciding the race because it depended on who was basically on the inside, going across the second bridge.
Yeah.
Because the leaves just happened to cover only 50% of the road, like exactly 50%.
Then Kiyoshi explains Ira's overtake line to Ryusuke and Keisuke.
Oh, this is gonna be this one was fun to find out about, because you don't even find out where the line is until Kai pulls it out, and it's just like, yeah, that's a line in the air.
Then Kenji, Itsuki, and Iketani think Takumi might lose. Takumi uses the leaf piles to slide for AE86.
So it saves on like the whole friction issue.
Then Takumi senses that Kai's trap is about to spring.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, it's about the leaves. The trap.
But yeah, so Kai literally flies right over Takumi into the lead.
Literally,
Yeah,
he flies.
but there's still 11 hairpins left in the race. Kai might have sprung his trap too early.
Yeah, and Kai passes Takumi using the line in the air. 11
Yeah.
hairpins.
You just covered this up. I
Yeah, I know. I just want to let everyone know that I'm paying attention by repeating the same thing. Takumi picks up the line easily.
And Bunto and Yuichi talk about what Takumi needs to do to win.
use the force.
Except it's not really explained that well.
Yeah, I know, the force is a mystery.
Yeah.
Wrapped in a
And-
riddle.
Takumi from behind. Kai analyzes what Kai's doing from behind, and basically, don't let Takumi get behind you, or otherwise you're screwed. Because the moment Takumi's behind you, he can see what you're doing and
you're fucked.
learns it immediately. He can pick up your line.
You're gone diddly on.
He's, as like characters put it, he's like glue. He sticks to you.
He's like that Gorilla Glue where the woman used it as shampoo and,
Yeah.
she glued her hair back all the way to her scalp like that.
Oh no!
Like, I'm not kidding.
No!
Like, glued back there.
No!
And then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna sue these people. And it's
Can
like,
you get a water bottle out of the fridge?
and it's like, you are stupid enough to put glue in your own hair, and it says
Yeah.
it's
Bottom
super
shelf.
glue. This one?
Yeah. I'm thirsty. Thank you.
You want a cup or?
No, I'll just drink straight from the bowl.
Yeah, and it's like, how can you sue someone for putting glue in your own hair when the labels clearly specify that? So stupid.
Yeah.
So,
so
Buta mentioned the brushes to Takumi as the key to winning.
So basically, pay attention to the dry brushes.
Yeah.
And when he does, he sees the grade level of the road.
Yeah.
Because of the dry bushes. Like, the bushes reveal that to him.
Yeah. And it's like, Takumi can see the grade level of the asphalt because
Asphalt.
of asphalt. Yeah, my ass feels a bit numb right now.
Asphalt.
From sitting, it's my ass's fault that I have Asperger's because of the dried bushes.
Yeah.
So Takumi gets side by side with, is it Kai at the first bridge? Yeah.
Mhm.
And with Kai slightly ahead of Takumi at the second bridge.
But both guys actually literally catch some fucking air.
Like, because they speed up and they go.
Because of the bump at the end of the second bridge, they go boom.
Yeah.
And guys, let's run some leaves. Because 50-50 chance.
Because, you know, leaves to tires are like bananas to feet.
Yeah.
If you slip, okay.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. And
You
Dr.
just say the-
Zoidberg.
What?
You did Dr. Zoidberg there. Futurama.
Nah, that was supposed to be someone slipping on a banana.
Okay.
Like, you know the old sound effects, how it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Sort of there. So the old sound effects sort of sound like Zoidberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kai spins out, and that means Takumi wins.
Yep. And Guy and Takumi pull over at the bottom and just have a nice chat.
It's like, you're not bad, Takumi. Put it there. You've earned my respect.
Put it there.
Yeah, but that's not what happens.
No, he's like, no, they technically do become friends, but it's like a friendly rivalry.
Yeah.
Because he's like, we need to do this again sometime.
Yeah. Yeah. And then,
And Kai
Right.
mentions the impression that he felt from Bunta. Akira.
Itsuki plans to ask Yuchi to make him a full-time employee at the gas station because he's only working part-time.
Yeah, he's only working part-time, but
Because, you know,
he does get what he wants and he becomes a full-time member.
yeah, because, you know,
full-time employee.
the people who are in Takumi's inner circle,
Yeah.
they get all the bitches.
No, they don't.
Yes, they get a
No.
chance with all the bitches.
They get a chance, but they don't get them.
Yeah, they get the chance. A chance is better than nothing.
Even Takumi himself gets a chance, but gets screwed by another guy.
Yeah.
That's how wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Takumi picks Natsuki in the A86.
Picks Natsuki up in the A86, yeah.
She asks what he's doing for Christmas, and he tells her nothing much.
Because his mum's either gone or just dead.
Well, she's dead gone.
Oh, yeah.
She could have faked
Damn
her
it.
death.
And
And then Natsuki broke up with the Mercedes guys.
the Mercedes guy, yeah.
To be with him.
Yeah, to be with Takumi.
Yeah, and Takumi doesn't want to be with Natsuki. And he asks her, why did you choose me?
Yeah,
Like-
he's literally.
This guy's buying you like, oh, these nice gifts, oh, he's getting you a discount at these restaurants.
Yeah, and
Or
why
whatever the
choose
fuck he
me
does.
of all guys?
Yeah.
And it's mostly because of the fact that he's not rich. I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Like he's not a rich dude at all. It's just like
she likes poor people. That's like have you ever seen The Familiar of Zero?
no.
And this guy gets pulled into this this magical world. This is a regular guy, and he ends up becoming a familiar of a woman named Louise, I think it is, but they all call her Zero because she's bad at magic. And then there's this other girl that likes the guy, and it's like, he's like, why do you like me? And it's like, oh, well, you know, you're poorly dressed, you're not as clean as everyone else. And she's listing off these things which are really just insulting. He's like, no, I'm out of here. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Yes, add that to the list, Familiar of Zero. Only 4 seasons.
God damn you. It depends on how long those seasons are.
Yeah, well, the guy who wrote him passed away.
Oh.
I think he passed away after writing the 4th season, or when he finished writing the 4th one.
Oh, so you died at the perfect time then.
Yeah, but like, I'm pretty sure it was all
That is not a
mapped
joke
out.
I should make.
I'm pretty sure it was all mapped out
Hmm.
before he died, so when he died, the people were like, okay, yeah, we're gonna make this season because he mapped it out.
Yeah. So Itsuki tends to work on Christmas so he can change the tires on his car to winter tires.
Yeah.
And Bunta lets Takumi do whatever he wants after graduation, so that's either do the racing or just nothing, really, and just keep doing the delivery stuff.
Well, he can't exactly do nothing. His father's not gonna let him be a sloth and just...
Well, no, when I say nothing, it's like just not go anywhere, just continue doing the
continue
deliveries.
living his vague existence before he shrivels up and dies into nothingness. Where he's
No,
surrounded more people.
that'll be Bunta first.
Oh, you never know. Life works in mysterious ways. Alright,
It'd be funny. It'd be interesting, like if Takumi actually died at the end of the series.
Yeah, because I'm actually gonna, when we finish this here, I'm gonna try and find seasons 5 and 6.
Really?
Yeah, I'll try if I find them. I'll try finding them.
You want to keep going with Initial D?
Yeah, like you said, if I can find them.
Okay.
Yes, even if they don't have subtitles, we have to learn Japanese, so we can come back to this in like 10 years.
Oh my
Just know what
gosh.
I'm saying. So Takumi has no money, so he says he's not going partying with his friends.
Yeah, later we see him buying car stuff.
And it's like, you're a liar.
What a liar!
You're a
bitch.
liar. And then Natsuki finds Takumi's house and Bunta invites her inside.
And she pulls out a giant Christmas tree.
Because, you know, she figures the best way she can get Takumi back is through his father. Not that way. No,
No.
I mean, like, because, you know, sometimes the parents will be like, oh, okay, yeah, you should date this person because we're living in the 1700s and I've arranged this marriage
Yeah.
for you and you have to do what I tell you to do. They still do that in India. You know, arranged
Yeah.
marriages.
She also on the tree is a handmade A86 ornament that she made.
Yeah, I thought that looked really good.
It's really good.
How the hell did she even make that, man? Seriously. I bet you it was a scam. She got one of her lovers to
No,
make it, I bet, yeah.
I'm pretty sure she would be able to make something like that. Rich girls, like the rich characters, usually have like a certain skills that most people don't. Like hand sewing.
Hand selling.
Hand
Sure you
sewing.
wanna-
Hand
I
sewing.
thought you said hand selling. I was like, sure you want to rephrase that?
I said hand sewing.
Okay, so Natsuki and Bunta talk about the whole issue between Takumi and her.
And herself, yeah.
And Natsuki and Bunta surprise Takumi with a Christmas party. Which it doesn't really seem like Bunta. Okay?
That's the whole joke in that moment.
Seems-
We still got Like,
No, we got 2.
really?
Yeah.
We're not even at the length of the movie yet.
That's not canon.
What?
That ending scene with the movie.
No.
That's a
We'll,
lie.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Settle down.
Yeah, and I actually have another reference to another movie that references this kind of. It doesn't, but it's like a similar situation. Alright, so Itsuki, Ikutani, and Kenji end up at a karaoke club, and they're like,
And Itsuki's like just singing away, like he's not even drunk.
yeah, without a care in the world.
And even like Ikutani and Kenji comment on
Yeah.
the fact that he's acting like he's not even drunk.
Yeah, it reminds me of remember the girl who leapt through time?
We haven't watched that.
Yeah, I lent you the movie. Remember
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that.
the karaoke scene?
Yeah.
And she keeps jumping back to keep singing again and again.
Mhm.
God, yeah, that's
We
what
need to figure out what movies when we get to that section.
Should we do it like alphabetically or?
No, it's like theme matching more like.
Okay.
Because like there's a whole bunch of anime coming up on the list that are all like time travel sort of ones.
Steins Gate, that's a good one. Have you seen that?
Steins Gate is not on the list, mate.
How is that on the list? It's time travel.
You know what is on the list?
Mirai Nikki.
Yes,
That's time travel.
there is time travel in that, but that's not the one I'm talking about.
Back to the Future.
No,
love
that's
that
not even
series.
an anime.
It's an animation of
It's
a
not
film.
an animation.
The game is.
No, Madoka Magica.
Ah, documentary. Yeah.
That technically is a time travel story.
I guess so.
Because there is one character that literally has time travel as one of her abilities.
Yeah. Okay, so where was he? Takumi drives Natsuko home and he's like, "Bitch, you need to calm your farm. I want
Yeah.
nothing to do with you." Well, not in those words, but he tries to tell her that he doesn't want to be with her.
And Natsuki has decided to go to a school in Tokyo. Thank goodness. We're going to be getting rid of Natsuki from this story.
Yeah,
She's a
bye,
bitch.
Natsuki. But sadly, that's not true.
Itsuki is set to be a full-time employee at the gas station. He got what he wanted. The only good thing to happen in the story so far.
The gas station can be his new lover.
Oh, yeah, you don't know what's going to happen soon.
Wait, this move over. Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, no, I was looking at the top of your head.
What?
You're finning.
Got a fish head, do I?
No, I mean, you're literally just like...
I'm finning.
Yeah, at the top.
I'm not finning.
Yeah, at the top. If you move your hair back, this is... I think I'm finning. I honestly don't care about my hair, it's just hair.
Yeah.
Doesn't make me
same. I don't really care about my hair.
If I do go bald, I'll just be like, I'll just shave it, okay?
My face is on camera most of the time, so at some point it's gonna just be bald.
Miki appeared in...
Hold on, we got someone here. Hello. Oh wait, I forgot to turn the sound up. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
So,
I'm just gonna let you know right now we're recording a podcast.
For YouTube.
Yeah. We mostly just have this open in case anyone wants to join in on the conversation of the topic that we're talking about, which today we're talking about the movie for Initial D.
An anime series. Hey.
I'm really tired and upset right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should probably go to bed then.
No.
Is it like the middle of the day for you or something? That's why you say no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's
you gotta-
afternoon for us.
Yeah, it's like 3:15.
No, it's spring 18.
Oh, God.
Close enough.
You don't even know what a quarter
I
is.
was crying for half an hour. I don't even care what time it is.
That's not good.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you should get some rest then.
Yeah, you should get some rest. Like, being on here, we're going to be talking for probably another 20 minutes or so.
Nah, it's okay.
You don't
Hey,
mind?
February 1st is actually my birthday. Hi.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I said February 1st.
Oh,
But okay.
I thought you said today was your birthday.
we both misheard you.
That's a happy birthday for next year.
We're a month late on that. 5 weeks late on saying happy birthday.
Thank you for actually making me laugh. I
you're
actually
welcome.
needed that.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
So. Should we just continue? You don't mind listening in,
sure.
and you know your
I don't
voice is
mind.
being recorded for the pod on camera, right? Because of the podcasting.
It's gonna sound funny though.
But it does most of the time anyway. We're not going for the best quality around here.
No.
Okay.
Alright, so here was
So yeah, we're on the character
Ow.
of Miki right now.
Mickey appeared in first stage in a flashback when Takumi punched him.
But he wasn't noteworthy back in the first season. He's noteworthy now because he's basically one of the villains of the story.
Yeah. And Mickey takes Natsuki to Lake Akana in his car,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't let her get out of the car, and he takes her hostage,
Yep.
and he's like, Takumi's punched out my wisdom tooth,
No.
now he's gonna pay.
Like, Natsuki calls Takumi's home phone, but Takumi's nowhere near his house at the moment. And he's just like, the moment the phone call happens, it cuts to a shot of him being like, oh, I'm gonna go home. It's
Yeah,
like-
my spider sense is tingling.
It's like, oh, no, I'm sensing the disturbance in the universe.
And Mickey slaps Natsuki, and Mickey forces himself on Natsuki, which does not end well, as she's able to get out of the car
But,
and makes a
so,
run for it.
we could add abuse to our list of topics that we've talked about, and forced rape.
Or you know, forced pleasure, I guess would be a more polite term. The pleasure for oneself, as I don't think you can say that on YouTube.
Hey, do I care?
The R word.
I don't really care. Rap. Rap.
Yeah.
Repair.
Yeah. And so Takumi easily catches up to Natsuki and Miki, and he's like, he sees him, he's like, oh, this girl.
You okay?
I need to mute myself when I have text pocket.
You what?
You've got to move yourself.
Okay. Okay. So Takumi easily.
I can't mute myself when I have text shit.
Oh.
Okay.
I hit myself in the face.
Oh, no. Oh. With what? What did you hit yourself in the face with?
With my fucking fist.
Your fist?
Yes.
You punched yourself in the face?
Yes.
You okay?
It hurt.
Well, now you've made him
I
punch himself
started
in the
to
face.
twitch and it wouldn't stop.
It's just like, ow.
No, my hand started to twitch and it wouldn't stop.
I've punched myself in the face many times. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that once. One person.
I hit myself with a skateboard once.
I've punched myself in the face with my mouse.
Yeah, someone once went to me. They go, you know, there's this test to see you have cancer, and they're like, if your hand is bigger than your face, you have cancer. And it's like, I look and he grabs a hand and just goes and whacks it in my face.
I've whacked my face on like the cupboard doors just there.
Yeah.
Although I did that on purpose to close the door.
I'm too tiny and the door. The door just hits me.
Just whack boom. I've been shocked many times by metal objects, even objects that wouldn't really give a shock,
Yeah.
like playgrounds, cars, trolleys. My own, I think guardrails. I think I've been shocked by my own keys once.
So good.
I've been shocked. I shocked my own self sometimes with my own extension cord.
Oh no, that's not safe. That's a lot more electricity in that situation.
Yeah. So Mickey.
It hurts.
That would hurt. Anyway, let's get back to.
Okay, back to this. So Mickey nearly crashes into the guardrail, only to crash into the next one.
Hey, speaking about hitting the hood of the car, or like smacking your face into something,
Yeah.
with cars crashing into stuff, but I think you skipped some things.
No, I went Takumi easily catches
You've
up.
missed all of this here.
No, I didn't.
We were on this column, because remember I mentioned the whole, rapper thing?
Yeah, but you know.
And
well,
you missed the whole part where-
when you were laughing and gallivanting with your friend there, I was going through all of this. You didn't even hear.
you didn't mention the car.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Takumi,
You didn't mention that Mickey's car is a
You
Toyota
sure about
Celica
that?
GT4.
are you sure about that?
Yes.
All right,
I
then.
was listening to you while talking.
Then let's go over it again. So Takumi figures out that Natsuki is in trouble at Lake Akina.
Yeah. Oh, you just been skipping some of the points, haven't you?
Yeah, because
Oh, okay.
Miki slaps Natsuki again because she likes Takumi. And then
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did talk about the flashback,
yeah.
but I think that's as far we got, and then we got distracted by the
The face punching.
face punching.
So Mika forces Natsuki back into his car, a Toyota Celia GT4. I have no idea what that is.
Again, it's just another rare car.
Then Takumi races up to Lake Akina, showing his skills in the snow.
Because Takumi, no matter what the weather is able to basically set record times.
And he passes Mika and Natsuki, then
He
turns
also catches
around.
some air on the way up.
Yeah, and he turns around, and then Mika's like, "Oh no, it's just an 8086. You know that car
Yeah.
can't. My 4 wheels can handle the snow better."
Yeah. Ironically enough, he's the one that crashes.
Yeah, and so Takumi, man,
Takumi easily just like, yeah. Like, he's like Mickey's only reached like halfway, and Takumi's already just caught up to him.
Yeah, and afterwards, after the crash, Natsuki gets into Takumi's car.
Swapping with all the hoes.
Yeah, and Natsuki explains the Mercedes guy situation. Yeah, and Takumi says to Natsuka he likes her, but now he has to kill her. Like the song, I used to love
Yeah.
her, but I had to kill her. Guns N' Roses.
No, I don't think that's what happens.
Guns N' Roses, that's a good song.
No, this actually ends with Natsuki going off to Tokyo and being out of the story.
Forever. You know they made a 2016 movie, which is
Initial D.
yeah, which is just
Yeah.
terrible. It really skips over a lot of the plot.
This is not the Legend movies, right? Or is it?
I think it's the Legends ones. You know the bad ones, like not the
like
actual,
the actual live action ones?
not the live action ones. It was an animation one came out 2016.
I don't know of that one.
That one's terrible. Okay, so Takumi says that Takumi asks Ryusuke to a race to decide if he will join the All Guma team or not.
Gunma.
And Takumi sees the race as one against himself. Then we learned of Twin Drift, which they give a name for it.
It just comes out of nowhere, And Takumi and Ryusuke are able to pull it off flawlessly. Because, of course, they can.
And Akana's 86 versus Ryusuke's FC rematch on Akage,
Akagi.
which we know how that turns out.
And Sayuki and Mako show up for the race as well. Just all the characters show up for this one race.
And Shingo and Takashi go to the race too.
Yep. But again, they've got the joke of like that staying too close to each other makes us look like friends sort of thing.
Makes us look too friendly.
Yeah. Right. Anyone that sees us will think we're friends.
Yeah, you keep away from my rusty trombone. So Takumi and his classmates graduate from high school. Takumi leaves Natsuki to join the racing team because, you know, racing's more important. But Natsuki, she vows to herself to never forget Takumi.
Yeah. Until she comes across the next wheels wagon that she sees.
And then we discover in season 5 and 6 she's become a racer as well.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and she's like, Takumi, if I beat you in the race, you have to be with me. Can you imagine?
Imagine if that was
What a twist that would be.
That would be actually a funny twist.
Yeah. So Takumi works at his delivery job. which
Yeah,
is the
so
same.
no, it's a different delivery job, like the truck.
Yeah. And then we see Natsuki working a movie rental job in Tokyo.
Yeah.
An Initial D movie shows, which is... And she must have
No,
stepped.
so the Initial D movie shows someone renting out the second season of Initial D.
Which is like, what?
That is a universe-breaking rule that you're doing there, guys.
Because what's happened is she's travelled into an alternate world, right? Where no one knows. Like, so no one knows. So Initial D, right, is just I think someone's been spying with her on the camera and be like, I'm going to record your friends and that and make a movie based off their life and your life. Then Initial D came
Yeah.
out.
But it's just a funny thing to think about. Of like,
It's like Big Brother, you know, when they're recording the people in the house.
yeah, but it's still just a funny thing of like, if you think about it, technically, the universe is the real world.
Yeah.
Because it's got real person from our world in that story.
Yeah.
Meaning it would actually be possible for someone to be producing a show called Initial D.
Yeah.
It might not be the exact same thing.
You know, it's the
Or-
same title. Could just be the same title.
Yeah. It could... But I think some of the images on it were the same images for season 2.
Yeah.
So that's even more weird. It's like so it's like Initial D has a knockoff Initial D show in its own universe, which canonically would have its own knockoff, which would have its own knockoff.
Yeah.
It's just like an infinite line.
Yeah, it reminds me of that movie I was talking about, Matthew McConaughey, and so he's this guy and he goes to kill this man that I think his wife's been with. I haven't seen it. It was just like of these weird endings. But at the end, you find out it's all just a video game created by a kid. So the movie we're watching is a video game that's been created by a kid. It's like, what?
Yeah. And then the last thing that we see is Takumi learning more about cars from Ryusuke.
Yeah, his training has just begun.
His training has begun, and it's going to be outside of Akina. And from this point forward, prepare for craziness to happen.
Yeah.
Prepare for basically racing in the dark.
Yeah.
Because that's what Takumi does.
Race, it's a movie, Dancing in the Rain. Sounds like a good title for a movie, Racing in the Dark.
No, but literally Takumi at some points just switches off his lights and just...
Uses the Force.
No.
Yeah, it's
use-
like when Luke, he has to use the head
No.
goggles to know where the exhaust port is, but instead he takes them off and uses the Force to guide him.
If you're assuming the other car's headlights are the Force in this situation, then yes.
Yeah, because he's not, he's like closing.
Because, no, he's not closing his eyes. He's just
Oh, no, sorry.
turning off the
He
headlights.
switches on the headgear that blinds him in Star Wars. Sorry, my mistake.
No, in...
Yeah, I know what you
in-
mean.
He's... Takumi is about to get what I'm gonna call him from now on, Akina's ghost. Because he's literally gonna turn into a ghost car.
The Ghost of Akina.
Yeah.
Like Ghost of Tsushima, you played that yet?
No.
Magnificent game.
You won't let me.
I won't let you. I have to buy your own games now. You can borrow my copy if you want.
Yeah. We better just finish this up. You're leaning out of the shot again, mate.
I know, because as we're closing up, I'm fading a little distance
Oh my gosh.
away.
Anyways, links to my main channel, my new second channel, and his channel will be in the description below, along with everything else that I use.
Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe to all our channels, like ding a ding ding, so you know when the next video comes out. I'm
Yeah.
Mad Scientist out.
It's Telegamer Jockey
Bye.
signing off, and bye,
See
Lady
ya.
of the Night, mysterious woman.